So whenever a first timer comes here to Venice, one of the first questions they ask inevitably is, whoa, how did they do this? It was not easy, let me tell you. In its heyday in the 15th and 16th centuries, Venice, this tiny little island, was one of the wealthiest places on the planet. And the reason for that is because it's located on the Adriatic, which back then made Venice a strategic trading hub between Europe and the East, including the Islamic and Byzantine realms. Back then, when there was no air travel, trains, and obviously no cars, shipping was it. And the Adriatic happened to be a nice little highway that connected the East and the West, like the Islamic and Byzantine Empire. So the Venetians really had access to some of the incredible products that the West either couldn't produce themselves or had never seen. But its geographical location was not the only part of its power. The other part was its people. I'd like to say the Venetians are a hardy bunch, but even today they're strong and proud and adventurous. And the reason that their story is so inspiring is because it's really jaw-dropping. The first wave of settlers came to the island in roughly the 500s, and they didn't really have a choice. It was either you escape the marauders on the mainland or you die. So they made the smart choice. But it was not easy. Up to that point, the Venetian lagoon was just a big blob of mosquito-infested muck. But little by little, more and more settlers landed, and by the 1200s, the island was flourishing. But eventually, Venice's luck ran out. The pocket battleship Republic was losing steam, and other kingdoms and empires were gaining it. Finally, in the late 1700s, Napoleon came in. He basically put the nail in the Venetian coffin. In fact, if you look right behind me, this is where he lived for a spell. It's now a museum. So from the Napoleonic age on, this area basically bounced back and forth between France and Austria. And that went on for about 100 years until finally it was scooped up by the Kingdom of Italy. Despite it being at the center of a geopolitical tug of war, it really never lost its beauty. And today, thanks to a steady stream of tourists and dollars and innovative ideas, the island is flourishing. For example, a clever engineering project nicknamed Moses now protects the Venetian lagoon. It's basically a wall that comes up and stops the sea from coming in and flooding the lagoon, ending a problem that has plagued this island for centuries. That's the good news. The bad news is that Venice is being overtaken by foreign entities who come in basically and they plop down money. They buy up the restaurants, the bars, the hotels, and they buy up homes. That in turn has led to skyrocketing prices here. And that's left a lot of my friends here feeling frustrated, resentful, and scared for the future. They really don't want it to look like a Disneyland version of Venice. They want the authentic Venice. Hopefully, with a strong national and also international support and awareness campaigns, things like that, the Venetians will be able to take their town back, or at least make it harder to force them out. I'm Jet Set Juliet. For more tips, information, and videos about Venice and other European hotspots, head over to jetsetjuliettravel.com.